we've heard a lot about the fact that Democrats have been talking about Elon Musk. And let me give you a news alert. We're not gonna stop talking about him. We're gonna keep talking about him.
Have you ever witnessed a political moment so powerful, so decisive that it felt like history was unfolding before your eyes? That's exactly what happened when Jasmine Crockett took on Elon Musk and Donald Trump, turning the tables and leaving no doubt about who was truly in control. This wasn't your typical political debate. It was a confrontation of raw truth where power met resistance and resistance came out on top.
He wants to be elected or appointed and confirmed to something, then so be it. But as of right now, we have somebody that for whatever reason, I don't know if y'all just trying to play in our face because you think we're stupid, or if you literally just cannot see the difference. Faux news that I'm hearing, because somehow you guys, and when I say you guys, I am referring to my Republican colleagues, pretend as if you are the heroes of the story. But let me remind you who set the house on fire.
In the high-stakes game of politics, words are weapons. And Jasmine Crockett, she wielded hers like a seasoned pro. She didn't just react, she obliterated her opponents, exposing their contradictions, failures, and hypocrisies. In a world where billionaires like Musk and political figures like Trump think they can dictate the rules, she made it clear the people still have a voice, and that voice, it's louder than ever.
Difference. Number one, George Soros nor Bill Gates ever somehow decided to turn off the spigot of money that was going through to various organizations and agencies, to the extent that it had actually been ordered by law that they should have access to it, to the extent that people are dying.
But why does this matter so much? Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Musk, the tech mogul turned political influencer, has become a force in shaping the public discourse. His platform, Twitter, is now a tool for pushing narratives that support conservative ideologies. And then there's Trump, a man who thrives on controversy and chaos, still holding significant sway over American politics despite his legal troubles and controversial presidency. Together, Musk and Trump represent a dangerous alliance of wealth and political power that threatens to overshadow democratic values.
As a result of this antic, and there are now farmers that are screaming that they may lose their family farms because we have over $500 million worth of food that is sitting and not going anywhere because of the attempt to shut down U.S. Let me go ahead and handle these receipts, because I know that I always have to have proof, even though I guess our education system is failing us, because it seems like facts don't seem to faze people that vote for y'all, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Enter Jasmine Crockett, unapologetic, sharp, and unafraid to call out misinformation. She sees through the games being played and refuses to sit idly by. While Republicans scramble to secure their grip on power, Crockett tears down their facade, exposing their contradictions and their utter inability to govern effectively.
That is the big difference between the two of them. And let me also tell you that a big difference between Democrats and Republicans is that we don't just say we believe in the Constitution, but we walk it like we talk it. What does that mean? That means that if we believe in the Constitution, we don't just pick out the Second Amendment and say.
One of the most glaring issues is the Republican Party's deep internal divisions. The looming threat of a government shutdown has laid bare just how fractured their leadership is. For a party that touts strength and stability, their failure to maintain control speaks volumes. Instead of unity, they offer chaos. Instead of solutions, they play the blame game. And who do they blame? Democrats, the media, and anyone who dares to hold them accountable. Crockett doesn't buy into their deflections. She calls them out directly, demanding they face their failures. Because, in the end, governance isn't about media spins or Twitter outrage. It's about tangible results. And right now, the only thing Republicans seem to be delivering is dysfunction.
That it is limitless. The thing about the Constitution is that it has always been a balancing test. There are limits to this. And right now, what we continue to hear from a certain side of the aisle is that there are no limits to this lawlessness.
Musk's role in this mess is equally troubling. As the owner of one of the largest social media platforms, he has positioned himself as a puppet master of public opinion. His influence stretches beyond tech and into the political realm, aligning more and more with conservative voices. The catch? Musk isn't an elected official. He doesn't answer to voters, yet he holds enormous power over the flow of information. And that's where Crockett draws the line. She makes it clear that billionaires like Musk don't get to dictate the course of democracy. When one man can manipulate narratives and influence government decisions with the click of a button, democracy itself is in peril. Musk's actions aren't just troubling, they're dangerous.
And I can tell you that one of those limits typically is around hate crimes. You may or may not know that when it comes down to it, if somebody decides that they want to send something hateful in, say, the US mail, they can actually go to prison.
And then there's Trump, who thrives in this climate of chaos. His entire political career has been built on bending reality to fit his own narrative, denying election results, spreading conspiracy theories, and attacking anyone who challenges him. These are the hallmarks of Trump's strategy. But Crockett isn't intimidated. She counters his lies with facts, cuts through his bluster with clarity, and refuses to let him dominate the conversation. In a political world where fear and division are the tools of choice, her ability to break through the noise is a rare and powerful force.
So, when we start to talk about Trump and him being pulled down on any platform, this just happened to be after he incited an insurrection. This just happened to be after, in a bipartisan way, this particular chamber decided that they were going to impeach him.
At the heart of this battle isn't just about personalities, it's about the future of democracy itself. When billionaires control the flow of information and politicians prioritize their own power over the needs of the people, the very foundation of governance crumbles. Crockett isn't just taking on Musk or Trump, she's fighting against a culture of corruption and misinformation that threatens to unravel democracy.
About what he did, because as we know, it led to people actually dying. But let's talk about who's doing the nefarious things with the tech giants. Because I don't think that one side of the aisle is promoting truth, but sometimes
it's easy to feel powerless in the face of such overwhelming influence. But Crockett's message is crystal clear. The people still hold the power to push back. The American public isn't just an audience in the political theater. They're active participants in shaping the future. And that's exactly what those in power fear the most: an informed, engaged, and relentless electorate.
All right, so we've got this article right here about this guy. Meta says it will end its fact-checking program on social media posts. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Then we have Washington Post says it will not endorse a candidate for president. We also know that actually they absolutely intended to endorse Kamala Harris. We have this one. Google.
This is why Republicans are scrambling. They can sense the shift. Their usual tactics of division and fear no longer hold the same sway. People are uniting. They're choosing courage over fear, action over silence. Consider how Republicans have been handling their responsibilities. Instead of solving real issues, they manufacture crises. Instead of passing meaningful legislation, they engage in culture wars. And instead of leading, they follow the whims of a former president fixated on revenge rather than governance.
Instead of Gulf of Mexico for app users in the United States, which is a complete farce because it's the Gulf of Mexico. It always has been. And we know that the AP got kicked out yesterday because they refused to buy into this.
So what can you do? Start by staying informed. Understand who's shaping the narratives you consume. Use your voice. Whether it's voting, speaking out, or supporting leaders who stand for truth, every action matters. And never underestimate the power of collective resistance. When enough people push back, it becomes impossible for those in power to ignore them.
Elon Musk boosted false US aid conspiracy theories to shut down global aid. Now, while he was boosting those lies about US aid, and he was stopping money going for, say, things such as Head Start, somehow the only money that didn't stop was the money to him and his organization. Now, I don't know how you can have him be the watchdog as well as the guy that is literally living off of the government if we want to talk about.
If you've made it this far, it means you care about the truth, you care about accountability, you care about the future of democracy. So do one more thing, like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more content that cuts through the noise and delivers the facts. Your support keeps these conversations alive, and together we can ensure that the people, not the billionaires or politicians, decide the future.